from Cynthia. And Cynthia is asking, how do you feel about a woman wearing an actual kilt? I assume she means a 5-yard or an 8-yard kilt, as opposed to a pleated skirt.
Women gonna do what women gonna do. Traditionally speaking, a kilt is a man's garment. A pleated, skirt to the knee is a man's kilt. Women traditionally, again, finger quotes, wore below the knee or above the knee. Now, there are exceptions, obviously, for bagpipers and people like that. That being said, women's fashion is much more lenient than men's is. So, if you want to wear a kilt to the knee, my traditional eye would say that over time, as I've developed my eye, it looks a little bit more masculine. So you could do it, but it looks a little bit more masculine. What I would suggest is you don't have to do a mini kilt, like 6-8 inches above the knee, where it's a bit risque as you bend over to pick something up. But 2 inches, 3 inches above the knee, tops, it would still look good. Or a little bit more matronly, 3-4 inches below the knee is a nice, librarian type look. Or ankle length is what's called a, not kilted skirt.
Hostess skirt?
Hostess skirt, thank you. I was thinking Fiona skirt, but that's a little bit different. Mm-hmm. It's a more feminine look to it, whereas a to the knee look is much more masculine.
We had Emily working, and Morgan and Coraline. They all had different lengths. They all went different routes with how they were wearing them. One of the things that Emily and Morgan really wanted was make sure they had some length in their, even though they got mini kilts in the aspect of the way it's made, they still wanted to go further to the knee.
Just above the knee or whatever.
Yeah, so it's your comfort, how comfort you are.
And now Coraline's, she wore much higher. She wears a high-waisted mini kilt, and then it's a little bit more flirtatious, but it's not obscene. But it's worn much higher on her waist than the other two. Yeah, mm-hmm. It's ultimately, when it comes to women's fashion, style, that kind of thing, it's very, very much personal preference. Yes. Whether it's an Arisade or great kilt, whether it's a mini kilt, kilted skirt, or men's kilt, it's very, very much personal preference is really what it boils down to.